Hey, I'm actually recording this on a computer, so if the quality is not the best, I do apologize. But hey, I know I have been MIA for like months. It's sad. What's funny, first of all, what's funny is that like I had footage and I had things recorded. I had my World War II, like what I've read and recap, and it's sitting in my camera. And yeah, I haven't worked on it. And my computer is not the best. So, like, I am going to treat myself to a new computer for my birthday. Plus, I have been getting into my writing lately. So, that's another reason why I need a new computer because I'm really interested in getting back into my writing as well as I am going back to school, so yeah, let's see how this goes a lot. But I figured it's the end of the year, and I thought, to be honest, I know this is a ramble, and I'm sorry, but I'm just in a rambling mood. I'm actually working from home, and yes, and I'm just in a rambling mood. So, um, yeah. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Um, a lot has transpired this year. I really wanted to be more um, active with my videos and content, and I think um, this year was an eye opening for me because 2021 has been a rough year overall for me personally. A lot has transpired over the year from the beginning of the year until now. There's been many health issues in my family and with myself. My daughter had surgery, and yeah, went back to work. My husband was sick at the beginning of the year. We have lost some family members and very, very close friends. So it's been a year, and I have been reading, um, but I haven't been sharing my reading. And I think this is a learning experience for me. And um, like over the past couple of weeks from church, my pastor has been, and also the speakers, really have been speaking to me. One, I feel like I need to get back into my writing, which is what I said earlier, because I feel like I'm called to write. And a lot of people some people, I don't want to say a lot, but many people have listened or read or um, was exposed to my writing, and I got some really okay feedback. So I really want to get back into my writing. But oh my gosh, who's calling me? I am tired of people calling my phone scammers. Yes, I am still the person who still has the old house phone. Yes, I do. We keep it only for the kids. Um, but what was I going to say? Blah blah blah. Oh yes, back to this. So I feel like I haven't been sharing my reading is because I have been scared and worried about what I read and worried about being um, accepted. Because one, if I read something that I genuinely love, then I feel like I'm going to be like, you know, cussed out and yelled at because I'm reading this type of book or I'm reading that book. And over past couple of weeks, months, I was like, I want to read something. I don't know what I want to read. But I know what I want to read, but I don't know what I want to read because if I read this and I review it, someone's going to be like, ew, why are you reading that? Ew. And yeah. This is the face that my friend's gonna watch this video and she knows what face I'm gonna make. My rat face. Yes. And I've learned that, you know, who gives a flying whatever about what you read? And I know this is a ramble for like 5 minutes of my video. I can care. I can give no cares. Okay. And this is to all those who are going to watch this video or will share this or whatever. Who cares what you read? I do not care if you read erotica books that talk, I mean, whatever. Who cares if you read anime? Who cares if you read picture books? Who cares if you read middle grade? Who cares if you read the weirdest of the weirdest books? Who freaking cares? Because it's the point of reading. I want to share the love and joy of reading, and it should not matter what you read. And I was like, you know what? I like it just dawned on me. And then yesterday, I mean, this has nothing to do with like reading. The pastor said, and it stuck to me. Like, are you concerned with being awkward in front of others or disobeying God? And I know this had nothing to do, like his sermon has nothing to do with the content of this video. But it was like, you know what? Am I afraid or concerned with what other people think of what I put on my channel? Or am I concerned with what I want to share? And I'm like, you know what, Jerry? You share what you want to share. And if you want to read those books, you go ahead, girlfriend, and read. And no one is enjoying your life. Life is too short. And I learned this from 2020 and this year as well. Life is too short for the BS. Like my husband would tell me that all the time. Like he would say, Jerry, life is too short for the BS. Makes you happy, makes you happy. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, if I review a book and it is not your type of book or you don't, I personally, I am not dependent on these videos to make money. I make these because I like to share what I'm reading and everything. And so, yes. So that took me almost 10 minutes to go through all of my spiel, but I will share a few things that I did read. Um, the one book I had to return it to the library. It was called, and I don't think I have my book journal with me. It was called God Has Not Forgotten About You. I will, that's not the right title. I will share it down below. It's by Dr. David Jeremiah. He is a Christian pastor. And I heard his name across the um, Christian interwebs and things like that. I know that he has um, social media, YouTube. He shares his sermons. I think he's also on TV on a channel. But I think I needed to read that book because right now I'm going through a few health issues with myself, and it seems as though every time I go to the doctor, I don't hear the news that I really want to hear. And the one day I like prayed and I was like, God, like if I'm not healed from this, if I have to go through this, like I know that I will be healed in heaven. First, foremost, disclaimer, I am a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe he rose from the dead. He was born of a Virgin Mary, lived a sinless life. He was crucified on the cross, buried, and rose again, and is sitting up on the right hand of the Father. And I believe that he sent his Holy Spirit to come and fill us and things like that. So that is my Christian belief. If you're not a Christian, I'll still pray for you. But this book is a Christian story and book. But the first of all, what caught my eye is the um, graphics in the story. The colors are beautiful and bright, and it really talked about how you may go through so many things and it is okay. But God is never going to leave you. He will not forget about you and he loves you. And I know in the book, there is some repeated elements. I gave it a 4 star because I felt like it repeated the information a lot, but I know that that's probably how he delivers his sermon. I never heard the man speak, but he did repeat a lot of the information. And I feel like um, it could have been cut down just a little. I mean, it wasn't a long book, but yeah, it kind of repeated itself. But I will say, I will read more from Dr. David Jeremiah. I believe he is an excellent writer and communicator, and it was a great book. The next story that I read frequently, this is my November pick of the book of the month, and I picked The Family. Now, if you do not know me, I am a lover of World War II, the period during the World War II, 19 the late 1920s, 30s to the beginning of 1950s. That is my time frame. Do not know why I like that time so much. I mean, if I can, I know that sounds really hard. Like if I want to go back to that time frame, but I could. I probably could live in that time frame. I love that time era. I love reading about it. I love watching TV shows, movies. I love the Waltons, all of that. I love it. So I was so excited that this book was during that time. And it's about two families who are part of the Italian family, the family, which was another reason why I picked this book because I love Italian history, the mob, the mafia. Yes, I probably was an Italian mob wife back in my past life, but yes. So it followed the two friends, Sophia and Antonia, um, regarding dealing with life being a part of the family. And both of their dads were in the family. What happens is that Antonia's dad wants to get out of the family. And if you know, it is very hard to get out of the family. And he disappears. Um, I can't spoil, but yes. And Antonia grows up knowing that her dad disappeared. She doesn't know what happens to him, but Sophia's dad knew what happened to him. And it goes through the idea of just that betrayal and, you know, that friendship where your parents know something, but you as a child may have overheard things. Um, and they deal with that as a friendship near the end of the story. Also it goes through their time growing up as friends, and you see the characters develop into two different types of women. And I love watching them grow in the story. I love good character development, and I believe both of the girls grew up. And yes, this book, I gave this like a 4.5, 5 star. Parts of the book, because I, in my head, I was thinking of the time frame. I think some of the conversations, some of the things, like the setting, some of that was like, I don't know if it happened back at that time. That's where I was like, it's you can tell the author, um the I don't want to say she wrote it badly because she wrote really good, but I think the author didn't clearly understand that it was during that time, and I can see parts of it like I don't think that happened. I don't think that they had that during that time. But to watch them grow it from children into teenagers, I laughed at parts of this book. I think Sophia, she reminded me a little bit of myself because she was a free spirit and she was very rebellious and she held her own, like, to see her blossom into a mother and see Antonia um, go through her marriage because of just her dad wanting to get out of the family, and then she marries into the family to continue that cycle, because it's kind of like once you're in the family, you're in the family. So I thought this was very well written. And it was one of those stories like, I'm like, I wonder what happened to Sophie and Antonia. Like, are they still dealing with um, the family business or not. And two, oh my gosh, the outfits. That was another reason. I looked at the cover and I was like, the outfit. I knew it. When I saw the outfits, I've been knew. I was like, I want this book. So yes, I gave this a 4.5 star. I thought it was a really good book. I devour when I say I devoured this book, I went on YouTube and I looked up like Italian music and I found this one song. Oh my gosh, every time I listen to this song, I'm going to think of this book. So that's what I've have read so far. And I do have a few books that I went to the library. I know you see me like struggling. I don't have that many, but I have a few books that I got from the library that I'm going to just show you that I'm going to read. Um, One, I have a bind up, but I wanted to read it with my son, and it's the Chronicles of Narnia series. I do not know what it is about the Chronicle of Narnia, but we watch it during the winter time. We watch it around Christmas. So, of course, because winter starts next week, yeah, next week, that I figured I'm gonna read it. And of course, like I don't know, it's like Chronicles of Narnia is one of those movies that like it's long, like the series is long, and like you can just wrap up a blanket and coffee and hot cocoa, and after you're done playing in the snow, you just sit and watch. And I had to read it because I don't know, it's like our family tradition to watch the movies, and so of course you know me. If I watch the movie, I gotta read the book. So yes, I got that. I'm also reading Aesop's Fables with my son, and I marked this one because yeah, I marked this because it's where I stopped. But one of the morals on one of the fables was, if you try to please everyone, you will please no one at all. And let me tell you, let the church say amen. That's what I've learned regarding the books and my videos and my content. If I try to please everyone with my videos, I will not please anyone, and I won't even please myself because I'm going to be trying to please everyone besides making myself happy. And this is why I'm making the videos, for me to be happy. So the next book I got is the Toni Morrison Book Club. One thing that I did say is anything about or written by Miss Mother Toni Morrison, I will love to have in my possession. So I'm reading this to see because this might be on one of my Christmas. This might be either on my Christmas list or my birthday list, or I might just buy it to myself. Um, I actually don't know what it's about. Oh, wait, it's yes, I think I've heard about this. This is about a group of friends who use Toni Morrison's books as conversations of everyday life. Yes, and I think I remember either seeing this on like Hoopla as a like to read or something like that. But yes, this book is about four friends who use her. They read her stories and make conversations about everyday life from her novels, which is amazing because I think Toni Morrison's books are amazing. I tell my daughter all the time to read Sula. That is my favorite. I think Sula is my favorite all time Toni Morrison book. Um, the next one, I got this one, The Sign of the House. I don't know why I picked this one. Probably because it's an African author, and yes, I'm starting to like um African literature. I really be coming into that. Um and I saw the cover and I saw it and I was like, "Ooh, I want to read it." I tend to do that. I tend to look judge a book by a cover, or I tend to just see a pretty cover and I'm like, I want this book. So I'm going to read the back cover. It said, in the Nigerian city of Enugu, a young Wallabululu, a housemaid since the age of 10, dreamed of becoming a typist as she endures her employees endless chores. She is tall and beautiful and in love with a rich man's son. Educated and privileged, Julie is a modern woman living on her own. She is happy to collect the gold jewelry love struck Eugene brings her, but has no intention of becoming his second wife. When a kidnapping forces Nwabalu and Julie into a dank room years later, the two women relate the stories of their lives as they await their fates. Yes, that sounds amazing. Um, so yes, and of course it says a powerful and intimate narrative. I'm gonna enjoy this. I I tend to like really like sad stories, which is I don't know why, but yes, I'm excited to start this one. All these books to read and no time, but you know me, I'm gonna try and make it. This one I am excited to read, and I don't think I read Little Women. And if I did, it was probably years ago. But it's So Many Beginnings, and this is by Bethany C. Morrow, and this is the remix or like the I can't think of the word. I can't think of the word. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, ay, ay, ay. You know what I mean. It's the remake of Little Women. So, of course, you see on the cover, you see four, blah, 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 four beautiful black girls. So, of course, the four sisters are black, and it's set during the Civil War time. So, one, I love my vintage, you know, historical fiction stories, but I also love the fact that they're taking a um, white American story and remaking it into a um, black character based story, which I'm excited. Um, I need to let the librarian know because I saw it at the library and I was like, oh my gosh. So she's like, she has not read it. So I need to read it to let her know my thoughts. So yes, I'm excited for that one. And of course, I got Polar Express to calm my anxieties, but also take me to a place of happiness and joy. Of course, if you know me, I am a kid at heart, so I love a good children's book. And of course, I had to read The Polar Express during the time of the winter time because, that's another movie, Christmas movie that we love to watch as a family. Um, this one I got, it's Montessori for Every Family, a practical parenting guide to living, loving, and learning. And I got this because I am a early childhood teacher, and I love the Montessori um, learning style, and I figured I can apply this at home. I can share this with the parents in my class. I can also share this with my sister and my niece and my brother and his girlfriend of just having some practical parenting information of applying the Montessori method to their family. And I know my little sister probably would enjoy this because she does work at home and she has her little one, just one on the way, which I'm so excited. Sorry, side note, I was just excited because, more babies in our family. But I know that she would probably enjoy getting some tidbits. I mean, Montessori is a lot with independency and natural rooms and decor and natural toys, very hands on. And I know that I think she'll like one of them is outdoor spaces, and it goes by ages and stages. So 18 months to 6 years. Draw your child attention to trees, plants, seeds, berries, and small animals, helping them recognize and name them. And then from 6 to 12, work on keeping your environment tidy. So raking leaves, trimming bushes, help mowing the lawn, developing gardening interests. So I might just skim through this and pick bits and pieces. I might even also put this on one of my book lists to buy for Christmas because I feel like this will be a great resource to keep. at home and even share and highlights because it looks like it's good quality information. This is another new book I saw at the library. Again, because look at the color and the topic is amazing. The last book I have to either decide if I want to finish this book or return it. And I know I want to buy this, but it is about how nature, being amongst trees, helps us. And I have, okay, so I suffer from anxiety. I say that I'm okay with it. I am admitting to it. And if God heals me from it, praise the Lord. And if he says, you know what, Jerry, not in this lifetime, but in the next, you'll be healed, praise the Lord. And I'm learning to cope with anxiety and using many of my coping mechanisms. And one of them is nature. I love to walk on the trail. I do some grounding, meaning I take my shoes off, I get into the dirt, I get into the grass. That sensory type of coping mechanisms help my anxiety. And I probably should read this because I've been feeling very anxious, especially with my what's going on health wise. But yes, it gave some good information. It's a lot, which is probably why I haven't finished it. There's a lot of like a lot of information, and it is overwhelming. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's worth it. It's really, really worth it. And I this was one of those Pinterest like books that I saw on Pinterest and I had to get it. So I am not quite sure if I'm going to finish this or just return it to the library and buy it for myself and really go through and highlight because, like I said, it talks a lot about mental illness and anxiety and health. There's some scientific information in here, and I want to really absorb this book because, like I said, I am one who loves nature. My kids will tell you I have leaves upon leaves and sticks. And I go yesterday after church, I went on the trail and my knees and my legs were bothering me, but I pushed through and just being among the trees and smelling, breathing in that air from the trees was amazing. So, yes, this would have been a great book to read during the fall season, which I got it during the fall season, but I just didn't finish it. And yeah, I should. I really should. So, I know this was like one of those videos that was probably a ramble, probably a bunch of whatever. I just wanted to make a video just to say, hey, and to say also, like, if you're probably like, what happened in this video? What was going on? A lot. But if you get anything from me today from this video, it's don't do what makes you happy. And as long as it's legal, safe, and you don't hurt nobody else or hurt yourself, enjoy life. Like life is too short to be concerned with what other people's what are other people's opinions of you and what you like. I try to teach my children that you are leaders, not followers, and you should not allow people to dictate your life and your decisions, especially if it's something that makes you happy. Like if there's certain things, like there is a limit, but like I was allowing and I wasn't even posting anything. So it was just all in my head. I was so worried about other people's opinions that it was fear. And I'm tired of living in fear. I'm tired of living in a state of worried about what other people think, what I'm reading, what I'm writing, what I'm doing. I am happy to know that I can read without people being concerned. Um, I forgot to share my book of the month box. It's fine. I can always share. I shared it on my TikTok. But like I was scared to share that I get book of the month because I know last year I think it was last year, 2 years ago. Yeah, there was because they didn't have, you know, there was an issue with book of the month and all of these things and certain books and certain content and all of this stuff. And it's just like life is too short. I have witnessed it this year. Life is too short to be concerned with other people and their opinions. And if, like I said, if it makes you happy and it is legal and is morally right and you're not hurting anyone else or hurting yourself, like just do it. And yes, and I'm going to leave you with my favorite saying. If you find any time during the day, whether it be 1 minute, 5 minutes, or 30 minutes, or an hour, pick up a book and read. Get some time to just quiet your mind with a really good book. So I hope to make more videos soon. Actually, I have some ideas, and yeah, I am going to keep sharing what I'm reading, keep sharing what I'm doing, and enjoying life without the worries of this world. So I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.